Dehesa here, and I'm coming to you today from beautiful Sedona Mago Retreat, and I'm sharing with you today in this video one of my top 10 awakenings on my journey as a spiritual, heart-centered coach, and it has everything to do with energy, and I couldn't think of a better place to make this video done right here, right now, because it's all about managing my energy. It's all about brightening up my energy. It's all about becoming more centered, and to me it has everything to do with the growth of my business. As a matter of fact, in my business, whenever I have like a new big goal, the very first thing that I do before I do anything else, before I do any strategy, before I even plan any strategy, is attend to my energy, brighten up my energy, reconnect with my true essence through energy, so that I can plan from there, design whatever it is that I want to create from there, and really stay focused from that space, so that I can go for my goals and reach for my goals, and really face any challenges that come my way from that space. Whenever I don't do that, the results are definitely not the same. Why? Because what I have found is that strategy, when it comes to growing your coaching business, for example, is only one small tiny part of the game, right? The bigger game is the mind game, the energy game, keeping your mind in the game, right? And really facing ourselves, facing our obstacles when they come, because it's inevitable, right? Because no matter what, we will always still be encountering challenges, and I think actually that's the fun of it, right? But the fact of the matter is, the reason why so many people, when they start, they do not succeed, quote unquote. One of the biggest reasons is not because they don't know the strategies, right? As a matter of fact, anybody can Google, like we have Google these days. And so a lot of the time, even though we may know, even though we may learn, even though we have taken all these courses, right? Even though we may have bought all these fancy tools. And I remember actually when I first started, specifically before I even got into this whole like managing my energy and attending to my energy, and even discovering what my energy was, what are like the energy centers, the role that they play in every single facet of life or of business. Before I did that, before I started discovering that and learning from my teachers, trainings and stuff like that, I thought it was all about strategy. I thought it was all about buying all these fancy tools, right? When I first started my business, and at the time it was just a web design business and online marketing business. That's all I knew, that's all I knew. And it wasn't until, right, I bought all these fancy tools. I bought, like I knew all the strategies. I was applying all the strategies, but it was harder. It was so much harder for me to get clients, and it was so much harder for me to even grow my business, right? But once I started applying these principles, once I started discovering about myself, once I started utilizing energy for the purpose of connecting with my true essence and bringing that into my life and into my work, everything just exploded. I remember this was so crazy. I remember at the time I was really like, when I started experiencing this, I decided to myself, I said to myself, I'm going to experiment this. And so on the days when I'll really like take care of myself and energetically, and I'll feel centered, like literally I'll manifest clients out of nowhere. And on the days when I wasn't attending to that powers, I was more attending to do, like take action, right? First of all, it was harder to take action, and even when I efforted into it, it was harder for me to get clients. And later on, as I kept studying and as I kept experimenting, I realized how everything, like now when I look at me, when I look at my energetic condition, at one day or another, I can literally understand why maybe I'm getting results faster, or maybe I'm not getting results faster. Case in point is one of the things that I have always shared, publicly even, has been how for the longest time, I was constipated for the longest time. And so one of the things we talk about a lot when it comes to energy is energy centers. You may be familiar with the word chakra, energy centers, and how their condition is reflected in our like world here, right? And it also reflects, in our case, in our businesses. And for me, I was so constipated for so long. One thing I didn't realize back then, it was that constipation has a lot to do with the first chakra, the first energy center, which is really our connection to the earth and so on and so forth. And a lot of the time when your first chakra is, first and second chakra are blocked, it's so much harder for you to be able to materialize in the physical realm. And of course, it was much harder for me to materialize, right? Literally, what that means is that when we have our first chakra that is blocked, we have a hard time staying like grounded, right? I was sharing this with one of my group programs recently, how one of the most important things that you can ever do in your business is tracking your numbers, right? Tracking your numbers, which means being very grounded, right? When my first and second chakras were blocked, I wouldn't, like, I was so much in my head, right? I was so much in my head. It was so much harder for me. Like, I wasn't even thinking about tracking my numbers. And if you don't track your numbers, if you don't focus on your numbers, like, forget about it, right? Your business will be very chaotic because you don't know what's going on. And that was me a long time ago. What I didn't realize back then was that there is a connection, right, energetically, that if you can fix it energetically. And the amazing thing is that once I started healing my first chakra, I started feeling more grounded, and naturally looking at my numbers became like a norm, right? Looking at my numbers became a norm, as opposed to before. No matter how much anybody had told me, you need to look at your numbers, and so on and so forth, it came into this ear and went the other way, right? I just couldn't grasp it. And of course, there are so many different ways to, attain to this, or to take care of this. But for me, the way that I do, right, is through energy. No matter what's happening, right, it's always reflected outwardly. It's always reflected. No matter what's happening outside, through our energy, we can actually pay attention and then see where in our energy we can do some healing, right? Or we can brighten up more. And the other thing I notice is that whenever I do my exercises, whenever I really practice opening up my energetic body, brightening up my energetic body. And I'm not the only one, by the way. Oh, so many people tell me that, when I share this and they apply, they come to me and they say, it is so funny when I brighten up my energy, right? Literally what that means is that opening up your meridian channels, allowing energy flow, proper energy flow in your body, opening up, brightening up your energy centers, right? There are specific exercises that we do to get that done. And so no matter what, whenever my energy is dark, people don't want to be around me. Literally, whenever my energy is dark, people don't want to be around me. But whenever my energy is brighter, which means opening up, right? Accumulation, circulation, and stuff like that, then whether it's in business, whether it's in regular life, even my family members like being around me when my energy is brighter. My friends like being around me when my energy is brighter. Clients naturally are drawn into business, right, when my energy is brighter. It's so crazy, but at the same time, these are things that you can't make up. These are things that you have to experience and experiment for yourself. If you haven't notice that for yourself yet, or if you haven't gotten a chance to practice this for yourself. I'm sorry, the sun is coming into my eyes now. Anyways, I'm at the end of my video. That's what I wanted to share with you here. One of my biggest awakenings, right? I knew this before I went into this coaching business, of course, because it's the foundation of everything I do. But like it has just strengthened ever since then. Ever since then, how much attaining to my energy first, before I do anything, before I set my goals, right? And regularly, every day, attaining to my energy, like accumulating enough energy, that energy that actually attracts what it is that your mind is focusing on, that energy, right? Otherwise, when I'm depleted, it actually doesn't happen. No matter how much you know, or I know the law of attraction, no matter how much I know all those principles, when I'm completely depleted, it's just so much harder, so much harder. All right, so I hope this video was helpful to you. And so if you are wondering what are these energy exercises the Hessa is talking about, I have shared plenty of them, whether on my YouTube channel or if you go to my website, thehessa.com, you can find some of them there. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.